Oh, come on. 2-bit. There we go. Get the right screen. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. A slightly different stream. Obviously, we are a little bit later than usual this evening, only because the clocks have gone back. All right. It's not my fault. I can't do anything about it. It is just what it is. All right. We all have to move on and groove on. Also, I kind of jazzed around a little bit with the background. So I'm a little bit further away from the camera, which I think brings out a slightly more eclectic view of my face. Anyway, and yeah, I mean, you guys, the TikTok guys just get to see the side of my face as is. But anyway, and I don't know how long I'm going to grow the beard out, by the way, but I might just go full on like down here somewhere like an absolute chopper. But welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good weekend. I've had a pretty good weekend, actually. We got a lot to get into, a lot to work through, and a lot to talk about. Obviously, it's a big week. If you caught my Bitcoin update video earlier on today, you will absolutely be dialed into what is coming this week. And if you got my XRP video up, then you definitely know what's coming this week. So lots to get into. We're going to talk a little bit about this CME gap. I know we've discussed it a little bit more on the channel, but everyone and their nan is like, oh, no, ignore a Sunday pump. It's all fake. CME gap, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to kind of I want to walk through that basically and sort of get a bit of a view as to, is this true? Should we panic? Should everyone short the market? Because what I think is hilarious is everyone will tell you that there's a CME gap that's going to get filled, but no fucking short in the market. Anyway, more on that in a bit. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we've got a couple of other bits I want to walk through. So we'll walk through potentially why this week is going to be so bullish and maybe what can we expect, but equally what are people not looking at? And I mean, for ages now, I've been saying that I didn't believe the bear market was in. I wasn't 100%. I'm not going to sit here and be like that guy that's like, oh, yeah, I called this market move 100%. Don't worry about it. But I certainly was in a more, we're going to 100K before we go to zero kind of idea. Sorry, a million before we go to zero idea. So anyway, we'll get into all of that. Thank you, Vern, for the Go Populars. That does make the stream more popular as well. So thank you so much. And then we'll kind of get into everything and anything. So with that being said, don't forget, smash up the like button to a brand new all-time. If you are new here, also consider subscribing. Would really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you want to become a channel member, get access to our Discord where we have new token launches, everything else, as well as our Sunday and midweek reports in which talk about the market, where we're going, what the potential risk is. Then grab a channel membership. Dead easy. Click the join button or grab a subscription here on TikTok as well. And you get access to that, as well as our bot that you can go and get technical analysis every single day, 24/7 on any coins you want, including DeFi as well. So highly recommend it. Worthwhile. And it's like $8 a month. So it's literally nothing. Right. Anyway, good to see you, Tim. What's going on? X402? Nope. I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, Magic Craig's here as well. What's going on, buddy? Cheese, F Joe, Chris Bendix, welcome in. Like I said, the stream might be a bit clunky to get going because everyone all of this either A, assumed I was going to be live an hour ago or assume I'm going to be live in 12 minutes. But, and then welcome in everybody here on TikTok as well, including Vern. Thank you so much. Repost us out. There's like a little button here somewhere. You click on this, like share it to your mates and all the rest of it, which would be great. Thank you for the boo. Whatever that is. Appreciate it, Alvin. Right. Let's get into it. Lots to talk about. And I'm going to start with what I think is a great meme, by the way. So TikTok, you go that way. And here we go. Look at this. Support and resistance. No, come on. This week, it's all about to change. Or at least we hope it is. I think that's fair to say, isn't it? It's fair to say. Hopefully, it's all about to change. Let me just try and get you squared up TikTok. There you go, so you can see it. I do think it's hilarious, by the way. Now, obviously, there's a lot to talk about in the old China deal. There's rumors going around. We still don't have absolute clarity yet, and I'm sure we'll get that over the course of the next probably 48 hours. But the reality is that, you know, we don't want DT to dump us back down. No tariff announcements, although he did try, didn't he, with the Canada additional 10% tariff. But anyway, more on that in a little bit. But yeah, come on, Donald. Don't send us to oblivion. Okay, so where are we sitting right now in the cryptocurrency charts? What do we look like? Well, the important thing is this. And if you've been in our Discord channel, just the free normal side. What's going on, Art Caffeine? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome back. Then you will have heard us talk about how significant this break is. So I know people are still like, oh, CME gap, CME gap, CME gap. But look at this. This is almost like a perfect break. So obviously down sloping trend line, we've retested this 3 times here and got rejected all 3 times. They were on the 4-hour chart, by the way. Then we break this with a decent volume move. So I know people are talking about CME, but look at this. This volume level is the same volume we got back here on Thursday, and no one was going, oh yeah, ignore this. Just ignore it. I agree that the movement on the sell volume is low, but actually, this volume is a similar sort of story. Even if we just put a trend line across here, look at this. You can argue right now that this volume is equivalent volume to Thursday. Easy peasy. Equivalent volume to Wednesday. No, you know, the big pump we missed out Tuesday, but look at this. Same as last Monday, and it's more than last Sunday. So I know people are getting their knickers in a twist about the fact that it's no volume and it's a Sunday and it's a fake pump and all the rest of it. But, you know, for me, that is the start of a 10 where I believe that, yeah, maybe we're not quite as accurate as I think maybe a lot of people believe. And if you go into the hourly chart, look at how perfect this break is. If you were looking at what do you want to break and how do you want to break it? Well, the break needs to come in with volume, and that's exactly what we got. So this is the candle essentially that was the retest break, and this is the one that came in with volume. You could argue that, you know, the build up to it was pretty low, but the sell pressure was probably pretty low as well. And what's important is you had one big test here with rejections, you had another big test here with rejections, both accumulate in small, low volume. So agreed. I absolutely, you know, 100% like, you know, I'm absolutely dialed into the whole low volume thing. This doesn't feel like low volume though. And then we get the break, the retest, the bounce, and the consolidation. So this is kind of, it's a really nice break in my opinion. Breaks the downsloping trend line and continues our upside move. Videotape Memories, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Good to see you. Also, we get an absolute confirmation right now of the W pattern. The W pattern being a very bullish pattern. By the way, there is actually a tweet that I posted out earlier that you can win $25 on if you haven't already answered the question. So go and answer the question, definitely worthwhile. But this confirms the breakout on the W pattern as well, which is a very good news. Now, what you want to see is around 113,200, probably somewhere in around that. That's going to give us the confirmation, which is about here. Look. So this is previous resistance, candle body closes that we want to see. And this kind of line for me gives us confirmation this break is true. Now, again, you can see here that we are currently retesting on the 12 hours, but again, we'll see. Wider picture, 1.65, 3.79 trillion global market cap. Again, the W pattern looking very, very bullish. And likewise, on the altcoin market, so the total 2 minus Bitcoin and stablecoins, yeah, again, not as protruded as the overall market sentiment, but still pretty strong move here on the market. So in my opinion, it's a pretty bullish break that we get over the course of the weekend. Good news. Now, the other thing to note here, by the way, obviously on this chart we've had for a while now, this is the BTC dominance. So we did come down a little bit. What you can see is these are people going into Bitcoin. So this isn't necessarily a global market move up. Obviously altcoins have moved a little bit, but BTC dominance isn't doing super crazy stuff. So we may get that as we sort of walk into next week. Potentially, all right? We've got to kind of wait and see how that plays out. And then obviously USDT dominance and etc. going down. So overall, pretty good news here on the BTC chart. Altcoins having a good run. One that's absolutely just ridiculous right now, Zcash. I was looking at this morning, right? This is honest truth. And I was like, man, do I go long on Zcash? Like, do I go long? I think it was like 255. And I was thinking, I feel like Zcash might move. Then I saw the market warm up a little bit. And then the Canada news came out and the markets didn't flinch at all. And I was a bit like, maybe I'd try and take like a cheeky long somewhere. And I genuinely was going to put it on Zcash. And yeah, I didn't. And look at this thing. It's up 25 freaking % in one day. That's absolutely insane. As is pump, by the way, this looks like it's about to break out. Look at this perfect W pattern. Again, looking bullish. Again, what you're looking for, confirmation to the upside will be around this 56 range, but I think pump's looking like it's going to break. Rest of the market is pretty, you know, it's a decent move. It's nothing crazy on a Sunday. It is what it is. We're not going to lose any sleep over it. However, you'd rather it go up than come down. I think that's important to reference. A couple of other altcoins here having a decent-ish run over the course of the last 24 hours. Jasmine video, please. Smash the like button. Axe21, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I definitely need to get a Jasmine video out. It's been a while, hasn't it? I just like super busy at the minute, but I will try. Griff, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? Sui back above 262 is kind of nice as well. XRP with all of that bullish news. By the way, if you haven't checked out my XRP video from today, I highly recommend going and checking it out. Tracked, one of those. Praise or SAS, what's going on? Again, worthwhile. It literally talks about how much XRP is enough. Obviously, you have to be the depictor of that, but equally, my thumbnail artist has been crushing it recently with some of my thumbnails. I mean, look how cool this thumbnail is, and this one, by the way. Definitely going to check these two videos out, by the way. Really getting some momentum here on the channel, so I appreciate you guys' support. Once again, please, if you can, follow the videos, comment on the videos, give it a thumbs up, all of that kind of good stuff, which is super, super exciting. So they are doing really well. I mean, this XRP video is going a bit crazy right now, 2,500 views in just 4 hours. So yeah, good news, but check it out, worthwhile. Okay, so how much XRP is enough? Well, that's the giant question that you got to ask yourself. And I don't actually put a number on it, by the way, Cheese. My viewers have some, if that helps. That's my view. My genuine view is have some. So anyway, right. Let's get into a little bit more of the markets. Let's get into a little bit of some charting that you guys need to see. TikTok, I'm going to put you back up there in a second. Link's been very disappointing. Well, it has, but it is also on discount. I mean, don't forget, Chainlink rallied to like, man, it was like nearly $30, I think. And then it's kind of come down as well. But yeah, I mean, don't forget, Chainlink is like integrated into like everything. Literally everything. So, yeah, Curtis, what's going on? Binance still has Jasmine on monitoring for some reason. Yeah, Binance is wild right now. Binance is, oops, I didn't want me to do that. Binance is wild right now. Okay. We'll leave the Bitcoin chart for now. Where's my, there it is. And let's get into a couple of other charts that I think is worthwhile. And likewise, TikTok. I'll see you in a minute. So one of the things that everyone is talking about is, oh, are we going up? Are we going down? What does it look like? Well, look at this, 0.33. You would argue this was this morning. So we will turn green again in the month of October. Oh my God, I nearly actually swallowed the tea bag then. That would have been a disaster, wouldn't it? So you can see here the month of October, 0.33. This would have been done. I think they update this at like midnight. So this is probably priced in at about 112,500, something like that. Although we can see this, can't we? Hold on a minute. Monthly. Where did we close? Where did we close on? Really? 114? No, that can't be right. We can't have closed on 114, did we? Maybe we did. Maybe we did. All right, we'll see. But anyway, 0.33 still feels like a pretty bullish number. Like I said, I actually think we should get some more upside momentum when it comes to October. Fingers crossed. We'll get that and it continues up. Remember, if we go to the weekly, we are entering into a more favorable week, generally speaking, over the course of the month of October. And then obviously we head towards those big catalysts, the federal FOMC meeting, as well as the potential rate cuts, everything else, China deals, you name it. It's all going to be pretty exciting. So again, look at this solid week. We close the week out. We enter into a 4%, which would be nice. You know, if we can get that, that'd be good news. Okay. So that's kind of where we sit. Right. This is what everyone's talking about. The CME gap. How likely is it BTC comes back and retests it? Well, in order to kind of understand this, let's go and take a look at the CME futures. Here it is. Look. And I guess we probably should do it on the daily candles. This will kind of give us an idea. So this was the previous CME gap, if you remember, from all the way back when. And you will note something here. There is something very, very obvious. I'll give you guys a clue. It's here. This CME gap has not been filled. So there's an argument. Are we still going down to 83K? Maybe, but I don't think so. The CME gap on that came in on the weekend was around 100. I mean, you have to kind of go. Do we have to go in like the hourlies? Here it is. Look. Where is Friday's CME gap? There, look. 108,000. This is where people believe that we're going to come back and retest it. Now, history generally does follow that pattern, okay? We can't argue with history. History is just what it is. So let's go across there. This is the CME gap that we potentially could come down and retest. Now, what's interesting enough, though, by the way, is that we have actually seen this retest a number of times before, a number of times kind of work our way through it. If you go into, like, the more obvious CME, again, which we kind of play through, that's kind of where we're looking for that Friday close. And then kind of into where it is. So, you know, we'll see. I'm kind of in a place where I just don't think that we're coming down that play. I just don't think we are. I think that everyone's kind of got it wrong a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that we can't retrace a little bit. I'm not saying that the price can't come down a little bit. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. But, you know, there is an argument to say that maybe, just maybe, it isn't quite as obvious as I think. Maybe people are leaving us to believe. You know, a lot of people are kind of getting into this weird sort of place that's where they think. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see, but I absolutely don't believe that we're going to come down just yet. Just yet. And I know some people are tell me I'm an absolute weapon, but I believe that this is the case. So we even have this sort of shorter term CME gap, which is sort of here somewhere, which again, we could sort of see comes through. But I just don't believe we're going to get there. But history tells us that we do generally come down and fill CME gaps. Okay, cool. Well, let's hope you're wrong. All right, that's kind of where I get to, and fingers crossed they may well be. But we'll see how this one plays out. And you see kind of where we close, particularly on the weekends. This will be the CME gap here that comes through. So you can see how it plays out here. This CME gap will obviously come through on the Monday as we pumped from the consolidation close on Friday around 111,000. So this is kind of where people predict we're going to come back down to. We will see. We'll take a look at the pre-markets. We'll take a look at what that sort of looks like to give us an idea. But I think you can't really price the pre-markets in. The only interesting thing, the reason why I think it's going to be pretty interesting is because the pre-markets or the stock markets are going to open on the back of the Trump tariff and China news. So the argument would be, what does it look like? Holy fucking shit. That's what it looks like. Jesus Christ. What? Okay, more about that in a minute. All right, we'll have a look at that in a minute. I just looked at the pre-markets. Me. Anyway, interesting from MTOPS here says, look at this. Smart analysis on the CME gap. Historically, Bitcoin fills CME gaps about 78% of the time. So watching that level makes total sense for planning entries and exits. So, we'll see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. But there is something very different about this CME gap versus previous CME gaps, which is the China deal. So we'll touch on that in a minute. The good news is Michael Saylor is going to come in. He is looking to buy some more Bitcoin. What that number is going to be, who knows? I think it'd be interesting to see if they raise more debt as well. That would be kind of certainly an interesting thing to do. But the view is that, Saylor is going to buy more Bitcoin. So this will mark his 84th purchase since 2020. So he's not fucking about. Wonder what it is. I think it was about 25 million or something last time, wasn't it? So not like the craziest of numbers, but Saylor is going to come in and buy it. And he's not on his own. Whales are stacking Bitcoin once again. No surprise. Obviously, with discounts in the market, fear at potentially a all-time high, to a degree, actually, then people are continuing to buy. And I know we saw these outflows from exchanges, etc. last week, but if you remember, we were talking about the importance of people can move money into exchanges. The key thing is, what is the actual dollar value that's exiting exchanges? No one really cares if you put crypto on exchanges. Fine. I'll give you an example. MEXC's at $5.6 billion. All right, well, if it goes to $6 billion, it just means people put more money in there. So it's a bit like, all right, oh, cool. What's going on, Devo? Good to see you, man, looking cool in green. That's the kind of reality, isn't it? So you kind of go, well, we'll see what happens as this kind of plays through, whether that's going to sort of play out favorably or not. And think about this. 2020 and the 2025 did play out exactly the same. So the 2020 COVID crash versus the 2025 tariff crash, which I think is officially what it says. As always with any of these charts, you do have to be mindful as to what they look. Are they the same? Are they the same scale? I don't believe so. Jesus Christ, that was the biggest firework in my life. It scared me to death. Oh my God. Man, literally the biggest firework just went off in the absolute... Oh my God, I thought I was getting attacked. Jesus. That's actually put me off a little bit. So yeah, anyway, worth noting. Is the 2020 crash going to be the same as the 2025 crash? I mean, you can't really compare them, but it's pretty interesting. I mean, what it does sort of talk, and man, there's loads of big fireworks going off. Sorry, my dog's going to be absolutely like beside herself in a bit. Pre-market's looking bullish, I'm guessing, by your reaction to a bit. Bullish! Holy crap, bullish. If I told you that the fair value futures on the Dow are up 478 fucking points. What? The S&P looks like it's going to be up about 55 points. It's absolutely ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't know what he's going to do to help us, but get ready. It might be spicy on the market opens. That's all I'm going to say. But is it going to play out the same? That's the big debate that we're all going to think about. And more importantly, this kind of whole liquidity event, this kind of capitulation in the market that drains the market. Mike Novogratz, if you saw my Bitcoin video earlier on, by the way, Mike Novogratz was talking about how this is a good thing, kind of. I mean, retail do get, unfortunately, liquidated in the markets, but what it does mean, man, I thought BTC was 110,000 then. Let me just bring that back up so I can see what's going on. What it does mean is that people slowly then build back into the markets. People slowly start to get their mojo back, and therefore we could start to see further buying. If you think about it, Saylor didn't buy last week, or the week before. And actually, people, in my opinion, took an opportunity and advantage of that dip in the market. So we kind of see exactly what that looked like. Now, whether that plays out, who knows? But I think, again, what's important to reference here is it is a big week in the markets, and it's a big week for a lot of things going on. Sorry, TikTok. I realized that sometimes. How is now situation correction? Now's not a correction. If anything, it's a little bit of consolidation. That's my opinion. What's going on, Devo? End of the month, all-time market. Mark my words. Let's get it, Saber. I love it. I'm down. Thank you for the follow, Emilio. Did he hear history doesn't repeat? Yeah, but it often rhymes. Remember that. FOMC this week. Think markets rise ahead. The debate on FOMC is the market already priced in 25 basis points? That's the question. What's going on, Fairground? So yeah. Anyway, good news. Also, there's some crazy stuff going on this week. So if you think about what we've got this week, you got FOMC coming on Thursday. You got Trump meeting in Xi Jinping on Thursday. You've got some ISM and the PMI data going to come out as well this week. You've got a lot of discussions coming out of the Federal Reserve prior to that discussion. So think about it. Fed Waller, I believe, is talking. You've got Dallas Fed manufacturing data coming in tomorrow. That's going to be pretty interesting. We're looking for good results, by the way. I think it's probably where we get to. You've also got the... what else have you got coming up this week? You've got the Fed... so Wednesday, Fed interest rate decision. I thought that was Thursday. Have they moved that? Oh, no. Thursday, you got initial jobless claims. So, yeah. And PCE, 2.1. Consensus, we don't know yet. Forecast is 2.3. So, PCE, we've got to watch out for. But, yeah. So, Wednesday, Fed rate decision. The consensus is 4, which means a 25 basis points cut. We'll see. There are also, however, some bigger moves on the globe. So, Canada... and the Fed obviously go Wednesday. Monday has Pakistan and Kyrgyzstan. I mean, I don't think it's a big thing that Kyrgyzstan might drop their interest rates. I don't necessarily think it's a big thing for the markets. But anyway, you never know. European Central Bank will be on Thursday. Dominican Republic, Colombia, Friday. Again, that doesn't make any sense. The only ones we're really asked about will be probably Canada and the Fed, which is Wednesday, and probably the ECB on Thursday. I think the UK must be Wednesday, right? No, Thursday. We normally go after. The US market. So I think we got all-time highs incoming. Things will escalate fast and dump fast. Do you think, Emilio? I mean, I'm in your camp a little bit. I'm definitely thinking. I'm vibing all-time highs pretty soon again. I won't stress, Mike. I've got someone banging and drilling right behind my fucking head. Oh, really? It's interesting that for a Sunday we are up to 113, 114. That's true. I don't think it's as bad as people are making out though. In my opinion. XRP, mate, go and watch my XRP video. Bullish. Let me tell you, there is loads of stuff going on with XRP that so many people don't even look at that I think is good news, by the way. So yeah, gold showing bear flag will send Bitcoin to another run. Well, Christopher, that is the debate right now. What happens with gold? It is dump arena. So if you let's say you're brand new to the cryptocurrency market, let's say it's the first bull market you've ever done, and actually you're kind of like, oh, how do I know when the market cycle top is in? How do I know when I should be taking profits? How do I know when I shouldn't be buying? The fact that everyone stood outside buildings trying to buy gold is a absolute market top, right? This was like the biggest FOMO thing. Now, if you caught my videos, I think Thursday, we talked about how this could be a manufactured event by banks, businesses, corporations, etc., that then dump their ass on retail, consolidate, convince everyone that's going to go back up, while at the same time rotating capital into the crypto market or risk assets, which I think is probably more favorable. But yeah, pretty interesting as this one all plays out, and therefore I believe we're definitely going to be in for a big week, in my opinion. Do you like Chainlink? Yes. Yeah, I don't own any Chainlink. And the reason I don't own any Chainlink is I saw it at $11, didn't buy it, and then I've just never come back and bought it ever since. So yeah, come on, ETH, Fairgrounders, what's up? Mike, you have actually got more pictures on the wall. They're always there. If you notice, I'm further away from the camera. Ow. So I'm trying to, it just makes the camera focus a little bit better. And yeah, I've just moved my camera back a little bit. I probably want to redo this room a little bit and just actually make it a bit more purposeful, but I think it kind of feels a little bit better. And then my chair's a little bit higher as well, which doesn't hurt my back as much. So all quality of life upgrades, in my opinion. Another interesting chart here for you. Binance Bitcoin funding rates. Now, this is important to think about here. Generally speaking, when we see market cycle bottoms, particularly related to the funding rates, we then see massive moves to the price of BTC, all right? History has told us exactly the same. Back in January 2023, funding rate was negative. We followed with a nice little move to the upside. Once again, September 23, what happened? Funding rates went negative. Bitcoin moved up. Basically, it happens pretty much every time to a lesser or bigger degree. For example, if you look at 2025 in May, funding rates went negative, but we didn't really get much of a move on crypto. The argument, though, is in May 2025, we saw a lot of tariff news, a lot of uncomfortable news, etc., etc., etc. Yet again, funding rates have gone negative. Generally speaking, this marks bottoms of markets and should push the price of BTC higher. Are you expecting a bullish November and December 2-bit? I mean, technically, we will be going past the point in which I thought market top would be here, which would be October end. I mean, technically, we've still got a week, but it kind of feels like, and I've been sort of angling this a little bit so that I could flip on my October bull case. The more and more you look at it, and I think the Federal Reserve decision and what Jerome Powell says on Thursday will mark a lot of it. I've said this now for a week. I don't believe Jerome Powell can be hawkish. I think he has to come in dovish. Don't forget, there's going to be no CPI report coming in October. So they're going to have to basically then use now and their statement in terms of monetary policy. So he can't risk being hawkish. He cannot risk being hawkish, because if he is, then markets sell off. People feel like quantitative tightening is coming back. Businesses don't want to grow. No one expands. No one spends money. Then the reality is the jobs market's going to get worse, and you're not going to get a jobs report until December, which could be too late. By that point, the market might fucking roll over, and the Fed may push us into a recession. I say we, I'm not in the US, but I mean, if the US goes belly up, then the whole fucking globe goes belly up. So this is why I think he has to come in dovish. I think he has to, as a minimum, come in 25 basis points, but I think 25 would set up a 50 in December, which, if you've been part of the channel, I've been saying now for probably at least a month that I thought December would set up as a 50 basis points. No one believed me. Everyone thought I was a crazy, crazy man, but it feels like that is more and more becoming a thing. So, yeah. Mike Wiseman's in the building. What's going on, buddy? So is Lauren Babb. Says, good evening all. Hope everyone is doing good. Anyone else feeling the upcoming Monday blues? No. No, look at the fucking pre-markets. Jesus. Right, let's talk a little bit about this, because this is going to be important. The China and US trade deal. Now, obviously, Scott Bessent flew out yesterday, I believe it was. Or was it today? No, I think it was today, actually. And he has come back and said, look, China are ready to make a deal. Now, the rumor I have heard, and I don't know if anyone can confirm this, and I don't know if anyone can... has kind of got any more data on this, but the rumor I've heard is 50% tariff on China, 10% tariff on the US, which would be a significant decline. Now, again, if you've been part of this channel, this live stream, being part of the community in the Discord, whatever it is, we've kind of been talking about the fact that China didn't have as much leverage as I think people gave them, okay? I just don't think they did. We talked about the fact that China injected about 232 billion yuan into their economy. We also talked about the fact that the rare earth thing was the only bit of leverage they actually had. Well, it looks like they don't. The Australia deal was a pretty big thing, third highest exporter of rare earth minerals. And also, when you look at kind of the rest of it, albeit they, I believe, have delayed for another year. So, we'll see. Sounds like a bear in the chat too bit. Oh no, where? You can trust a Sunday pump as much as a wet fart. That's true, but if, I'm going to, Shib 420, tell me why you can't trust this Sunday pump. And I already think I know what you're going to put. In fact, I'm going to type what I think. I'm going to type it here, look. Right? I'm going to type it. And you're going to put your answer. And all I'm going to do is press one button. That's it. Why can't you trust this Sunday pump? Because I think I know what you're going to say. Could be wrong, by the way. But yeah, good to see you, Shib 420. By the way, I'm not calling you out, by the way. I'm not at all. Like, don't think I am. So yeah, anyway, this could be important. And I think we could even see a little bit more as Trump gets over there. So fingers crossed this plays out, beneficial. That's kind of where we want to get to. And hopefully we'll start to see that move to the upside as well as markets move. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. Andy Box is pump it to the moon, baby. Let's do it. I enjoy your Sunday pump. The more the better. You know it. Good. Okay. So also, I think what's important to reference here is, although you can't see it on this, we actually got another buy from Sharp Link Gaming. Now they bought another, I think it was like another 10,000 Ethereum today. Pretty interesting. And again, they kind of have to be in a world of saying, well, if they come out today and bought 10,000 Ethereum, they must have an idea of maybe what's coming this week in the markets. Maybe they're hedging their bets. Maybe Sailor's hedging their bets. Craig, the question was, why can't you trust a Sunday pump? I was meaning the 9 to 5 grind. Oh, right. Yeah. Mike Wiseman. I know exactly how you feel. Yeah. The 9 to 5, honestly, I wish I didn't have to do it. Although I am off this week, which is kind of bullish. I've got my little boy to look after this week, but yeah, I am officially not at work. I'm there a little bit tomorrow, but yeah, anyway, so Sharp Link Gaming buying more Ethereum. Pretty interesting. We'll see if any Bitmine purchases come in, but this could be also pretty interesting as this week goes through. Maybe we get some more institutional buying. Obviously, we've got Evernorth for XRP coming through, as well as a couple of other things, which I think we're not going to get too much in terms of that this week. But at the same time, we do actually have a significant move up in the Treasury tracker, 470.2 billion. Obviously, I'm aware the price has gone up, but we know that there is some purchasing going on there for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, all pretty exciting. This was 11.5. It is up. Watch out for that Evernorth purchasing, which apparently, by the way, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they've kind of already nearly bought it all, which I'm a bit shocked about. Do you guys see that? Someone's like tracked the wallet, and I feel like they're nearly there. I don't know how true that is. But yeah, I'd heard that they were nearly there, which kind of is a bit annoying, if I'm honest, because I was hoping for a way bigger pump than we've got. But again, if markets continue to rally, then this could be good news. I don't know where it was, though, but I saw someone tweet out about it, and I was a bit like, oh, here we go. I don't know how true it is. I don't know if this is actually factual, but the belief is there, look, that Evernorth now has 261 million XRP, who has sent XRP so far. Ripple and sent 2 payments. Chris Larson, Uphold Exchange, Jana label account sent 300k. That's all in XRP and no stablecoins. So whether that's true or not, the debate. What's your opinion about Casper, if you know? So Casper, XRP, what's going on, buddy? I have sold all my Casper. So I was in Casper. We got in at like 202. My view of it, by the way, the tech's great. I think there's lots of stuff coming. My view, though, was that I would have better opportunities with other coins. And actually, it's kind of turned out to be true. So, for example, I took a risk, and sometimes this game is a risk. I took a risk, sold all my Casper, and I moved it into World Limit Financial, bought the dip on World Limit Financial. This has now turned out to be a pretty good move. So while World Limit Financial's moved 6.5% today, Casper has actually down 1.66%. Now, I'm not saying it didn't have a decent move yesterday, but Casper's trading around 5 cents, 7. I sold it. I think it was like 9 cents, maybe a little bit less. I think I kind of sold it up here somewhere. So, yeah. I'm not saying you should sell it either, by the way, but my view was there are other coins that I could make better returns on. And so that's why I did it. What was I looking at? Evernorth. There we go. Yeah. So again, just my opinion. Casper has had a good weekend. It doesn't look like it. It's down about 1.5% while the market's up. Market's pumping, don't forget. Bitcoin's up 1.5%. Casper should be like 8% today. Well, at least a couple of percent anyway. And it's down. So, like I said, I'm not saying it doesn't have an opportunity. And sometimes in the market, you just have to say, look, just blindly hold this market now, right? What we're in, this bull market isn't about blindly holding coins. You got to try and pick the best coins you can. You got to try and be clever with your capital. You got to try and make the best decisions that you can make. Is holding like meme coins the best thing? Probably not, but gotta be important. Starting to think that only crypto is worth investing in is Link and BTC. Well, I mean, there's definitely some better. I'd say as good. Look, BTC is a good long-term hold. Of course it is. I think you're neglecting Ethereum. I think you're neglecting AVAX, albeit I agree AVAX is way more of a higher risk strategy. I think Solana's definitely got some crazy shit. And Chainlink, by the way, Sergey was talking about, I think he was talking about the Federal Reserve, the SEC convention, where they were talking about Chainlink and also Solana looking at like some decentralized, permissionless something or other, which will make Solana the fastest ecosystem on the planet, which is fucking crazy. And all those people that said Solana was bearish and that they were going to sell it all, like Solana might just go absolutely ham, you know. And again, don't forget, proof of stake gets 7.5% bullish. I'm effectively priced out of XRP, so I've started buying XLM. Mike Wiseman, I don't think it's a bad shout. Swiftcoin, XCN. Yeah, I could see that. We'll take a look at Swiftcoin when we get to the DeFi bit. Don't sleep on ETH, XRP, XLM, Sui, and Crow. Fairground knows what's up. I think they've stopped their DIY next door. I can hear you again. Nice, Greg. But there's hardly any volume for a couple of weeks since the 99% crash. That's true. Stardog, I don't know if you've seen my X page as well, so thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Hey, the other thing that I was going to ask you guys, I typed something in the chat here. The other thing I was going to ask you guys, does anyone do clipping? Not as in like hairs. I was trying to, I've been trying to do some like shorts and like get some kind of shorts out, like clips of like live streams, clips of content, you know, just, I guess basically putting myself as everywhere as I possibly can. I'm also doing a podcast, which will be pretty exciting. So that's going to be coming up soon. But yeah, if anyone does do it, by the way, I'd well be happy to like, you know, make sure your palms are crossed if they hit certain metrics. I don't know what those metrics could be, by the way, but if anyone is like into clipping, then DM me on like Discord. Make sure you're in our Discord, link in the bio, link in the description, and let's chat. Cool. All right. So look, Evernorth looking pretty bullish. Watch out. This is set to get to $1 billion, I believe, or $1 billion. So, yeah, I think there's a little bit more to come as well when it comes to XRP. Good. Okay, Western Union. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Western Union embraces stable coins amid global remittance overhaul. Pretty bullish. The big thing that, again, loads of people are talking about, by the way, whether we get the Clarity Act put through, whether all these go through. But look at this. The move follows a passage for the US Genius Act, clarify rules around stablecoin use, making adoption safer for TradFi. Pretty interesting. My view, by the way, is watch the stablecoin market cap because I think that's going to give you an indication as to where the overall macro market's going to move as well. So, which is good. I can comment on others too. It's odd. What? Andy, every coin I hold. I still can't comment on your shorts, but I see others can. I don't know why you can't. I don't know why you can't. So, have you not a chance to share your live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? I'm live on TikTok right now. So, TikTok is here. I'm actually live right now on TikTok. And I did look at the Facebook thing and I couldn't find anywhere to post it, if I'm dead honest. And Instagram, I just need to go I need to post it on. I need to just get my Instagram moving as well because I just haven't really done anything. So I do have an Instagram and a thing, but I'm literally live on TikTok right now. Got only 5,000 likes, baby. So yeah, company aims to improve cross-border speed and liquidity while expanding digital payments. So if you're not sure, yeah, Tim, I've no idea why you can't do it. Unless because you're like a super mod on my channel. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I could try and change you from a non-super mod and see if that changes. XRP at 30p for me. HBAR, XLM is green. Nah, nice. So, and then the other bit, is ISM losing its power? So we've been talking about the ISM actually, which is kind of interesting. But the debate extends to crypto ISM stagnation below 50 may imply Bitcoin's bull cycle could stretch into mid-2026. No! Beyond prior halving patterns, experts like Raoul Powell and Light Davis, Bitcoin peaks ISM expansion suggest the next cycle may arrive later than expected. Sean, what's going on, pal? Good to see you, bud. A fierce debate broken out among the macro analysts over the credibility of the ISM. I think we've talked about this before. When is the next ISM read coming out? Anyone know? ISM data USA. When is this coming out? I can't remember. I can't remember. Latest release, the 1st of October. Okay, so this must be coming out 1st of November. So actual is 49.1. Forecast is 49, previous 48.7. So ISM is definitely moving up. If you believe that ISM's the big light narrative, then you want it above 50. And we've done, so 48, 49, 48, 48.7, 49.1. November the 3rd is the next ISM. So look, we want to try and ideally, if this was to be a thing, see 50 or above. If we see 50 or above, then, you know, good news. That would probably align to what a lot of people believe. If not, then, you know, we may end up in the shit, but I don't think we will. So good. Right. That takes us through the news. That takes us through the charts. Anything on your mind? Let me know. Any questions, concerns, thoughts? I want to get your views on the market this week. Let's start a poll and, what's your view this week? Bullish, bearish. We're going to do it on TikTok as well. Right, start poll. TikTok, you are going to do it as well, albeit I can never, I'm always crap at this. 1 second, right. Poll and gift vote. Gift vote. Allow viewers vote multiple times between two options by sending gifts. Ooh, it's pretty interesting. Anyway, smiley face, bullish, sad face, bearish. Go. Let's see what TikTok says. Let's see what, and let's see what you guys think here on YouTube. Andy first bought XRP at £1.30. Do you know it confuses me when people do pounds? Because I just live in dollars, by the way. Al's in the building. What's going on? How long got left to do bit? 4 days. Yeah. How do we 31st? 5 days. 5 days till 31st. I was picking them up as low as 20p, so I'm good at the moment. Man, everyone's going bullish. Like it, TikTok. Let's get it. Where are you guys going here on YouTube? Mostly bullish. All right, nice. I like it. I like it. Where's all the bearish audience now? Oh, that's right. You all sold your shit. It's always good when Al comes in with a bit of heat. You owe me 1 ETH, bro. This week we'll be bullish, Rodney. Do you think? I'm down for it. I'm down, which will be good. So yeah, lots of people going bullish on TikTok as well. Man, you guys are absolutely like mega bullish. Love to see it, by the way. Love to see it. And then you guys look bullish as well. So yeah, fingers crossed. Let's see. Lots of data this week. Lots of important stuff coming out this week. So yeah, let's see it. Right, pre-markets. Let's take a quick look at the pre-markets. This could be interesting. Look at this, by the way. Let me click a refresh. Refresh Arena. Let's see what this sits like. 478 on the fair value futures for the Dow. I mean, holy crap. What's going on, Casey? Good to see you, man. That's a big number. 478 on the Dow. S&P 500 looking to rally another 53 points. What was it doing out of interest on... what was it doing just as an interest on the last week? Where is it? Jesus Christ. Where's the S&P 500 there? There. Let's have a look in terms of just some of the day's movement in terms of points. Don't forget, 50 points is going to be a pretty big number. So 696. Yeah. So, I mean, pretty much we've been doing 50 50 basis points. That's not what I mean. 50 points on loads of these moves. So, you know, easily you could see another 50 points potentially taken to, man, the S&P might hit $7,000 this week. That would be fucking crazy, wouldn't it? Imagine. I'll be pretty crazy if we can get 7,000 on the S&P 500. That would be wild. That's just, by the way, expectation. So futures opening at 6827. Now, the only thing to note, by the way, the only thing to note is that the pre-market sometimes don't quite give us what we want. Look at this. The NASDAQ opening 259 points. The Russell going to open 30 points. It's pretty crazy. Now, the one we look at, I guess, to give us a view as to when the market's going to go, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, the Nikkei, not going to do too much. The one we need to watch, what does anyone know what the exchange is? So, what is the one in like Malaysia and stuff? The National Stock Exchange of India, the NSE. That's what we need to look at. Where's the NSE on this? Is it on here? Doesn't look like it, does it? Asia. So we're looking for the NSE. Where the hell is the NSE? Currencies, commodities. I don't care about that. Right, maybe no one cares about India. So yeah, one of the two principal long-term, or the NC Dex in Mumbai. Okay, none of them are on here, are they? All right, fine. Fine. So, I mean, history tells us that, you know, Malaysia, Taiwan, I mean, there's some interesting shit going on with Taiwan. They've still got a tariff on, haven't they, from the US. Shanghai and Shenzhen, they're the two that the two Asian markets that are going to open. But yeah, I thought India would be kind of a big thing on that. Anyway, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. We will see. Hit the like, legends. Let's do it. We're at 5,000 on TikTok. So yeah, let's smash up the like button to bang your time. Also, if you haven't hit it on YouTube, do me a quick favor. Head down there, find the thumbs up. Always supports the channel, which would be great news. So if you could just do that, that would be fantastic. I wonder if there's a better site for pre-markets. Is there a better pre-market site? Anyone know? Let's have a look at the American ones. Let's have a look. Maybe this one. Really? I mean, if anyone has a better one, I mean, I know CNBC is kind of all right, but is this one better? Man, the only thing is that they're all. I want dark rather than white, if that makes sense, because it's super like just like hurts your eyes after a while. Is this better? It's like so European stock market, so price 9211. The expectation is a 4.6% move on market opens. Is that true? Is that what we expect to see? I kind of feel like that's not what we're going to see. Let's have a look. See if CNBC is the same. NASDAQ. Oh man, Bitcoin is coming down a little bit right now. Does it just take a bit of a sell-off? Oh no, 113, so nothing too crazy. Well, actually, do you know what? It's a little bit of a dumperino on the hour. Feels like that's been a pretty big wick on the 5-minute. Yeah, look at that. The FTSE 100. FTSE up 67 points. So why is this saying 4? Okay, let's ignore this one. This one doesn't feel like it's going to be right. Okay, let's stick with this one. You should keep your eye on the UP project. UP, let's take a look at it. Have I looked at it before? It's just called UP. To get 1 million views, we can boost the live. Holy shit, Alvin. Wild. UP. This one? 9 milli market cap. Is it this one, Tim? It doesn't look like it should be this one. This one looks a bit weird. Just called UP. No. Okay. Fine. Bitcoin B-Jam. What's going on, bro? You're awesome. How high does BTC go by November? 135k. Well, I mean, obviously, I've been calling for the market cycle top in November anyway. I mean, who the hell would call a market cycle top in October? So, yeah, if everything plays out as I've been talking about now, that, you know, November being the market cycle top, then, you know, we certainly could see, DM me at Tim. Then, you know, who knows where we're going to get to? You know, so, like I said, I've been saying for ages now that I thought November was probably going to be the most bullish month and that, you know, we're definitely going to see this market cycle top in November. So, I don't know. Let's have a look. Where do we think it could get to? Take it from the all-time high down to the wick down. The 1618 Fibonacci, if we got back to all-time highs, could we see 140 maybe at the 1618? Maybe. I think Wednesday is it what we said? That's probably going to play the market out, isn't it? What does the Fed say? What does what's the sentiment that comes at the back of it? And do we price then in a second rate cut by a double rate cut in December? Again, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, 96.7 comes in on October. I mean, it's pretty much priced in. 3%, keep an eye on this one, 93.8. Big Al says 176k. For what? Crypto Princess in the building. What's going on, Crypto Princess? The 2618. I mean, I've got it 164, but yeah, I mean, 164 probably feels a little bit extreme. Maybe 9 November. And then, if you believe in the 2026 prophecy that we go another month, maybe. We will see. Tim, have you sent me that contract address? But I think what's important, and by the way, thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. I think what's important is to understand the tone of Powell. That's going to be the key thing. Like I said, I don't believe he can go hawkish. I don't believe he can. And I think if he does, then it is either politically motivated or he's basically sticking two fingers up at Trump and he's like, oh, I don't care, bro. I'm out of here soon. But I'm in a world where I think he has to come in dovish. And I think that should support the markets. The only thing that you have to be mindful of with anything like this, markets tend to dump on this sort of news. Why? Because people are convinced it's going to skyrocket the market. So you get retail FOMOers that'll be like buying Bitcoin at like 114K. People will be like, okay, I'm going to buy it, blah, 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 blah. The Fed's going to cut rates. Everyone's super dovish. It's going to be all like super, super crazy. And then before you know it, it's going to be like, boom. Yeah, I haven't got a contract address though, Tim. Let me see if I can find it. But you haven't sent me a contract address, so I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Where oh, I think I've got it. Oh, 1, 2. Yeah, I think I've got it. Is it this one, Tim? Just under $1 million market cap. This one? Is this one the upside by virtuals? Going to be a green Christmas, mate. I mean, let's hope so. I mean, I don't know historically how it plays out. Baitcoin's in the building. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. I think what's important is we break above and hold previous all-time high at 112 tonight, daily and weekly close. Yeah, I mean, the weekly one is definitely going to be an important one, isn't it? Definitely. So, I mean, look, I don't really see us coming below. That's why I put this line on here, because I think this is the line that I'd like to ideally see us close, 113.2. I think if we close above that, then, yeah, that should be all gravy, but we'll see. Lee Ramsey's in the building. Holy shit, Lee, where have you been? Greetings, gang, from Istanbul again. Be listening in, but busy. Mate, I appreciate it. I am mildly jealous as well. What's going on, Vern? Welcome in. Welcome in. By the way, if you haven't joined the Discord, click on that link. That should take you all the way into the Discord channel. Hopefully it does as well, by the way, because I'll be really annoyed if the link keeps running out. Brilliant. There we go. Look, an invalid link. Why does it keep doing that? For flipping X's sake. Right. Why does it keep always King deleting the bloody link to the sodding Discord? Man, it's super annoying. Super annoying. Let me just change this. Invite. See, look, it says my invite link expires in 7 days. Why does it keep changing it? I don't want it to expire in 7 days. Never. That's what I want it to do. Don't ever expire. Anyone know why it keeps changing? Man, it's super annoying. Super, super annoying that it does that. Right. Here is the Discord link. There you go. If people need it. I need to change all this shit now. Stop bloody cutting sodding thing off. Sorry, I'm whinging, but it is super annoying. Super, super annoying that it keeps doing this. Right. Where's the Discord link? There we go. Delete that. Put that in there. Save. And chatbot, timers, Discord. Change that. Save. Right, and then I need to change it in the TikTok as well. In the TikTok? Oh, dear me. Right. Oh, my editor's just sent me a new thumbnail for tomorrow. Holy bullish! Love that. That's so good. Right. Where are we going there? Right. I need to put that in there. Okay. Cool. Right. Sorry about that. A little bit of administrative tasks while we sort that because it keeps massively being a complete giant chopper. Right. Sorry. Okay. Cool. ETH do nothing until we clearly break and hold above the line. After that, we can expect ETH to make a new run for all-time high and lift the market with it. Nothing will happen until then. I mean, yeah. I mean, loads of people have been talking about ETH getting that break. I mean, it's interesting, that little sell-off, isn't it? I think what's interesting more so, and this is where you can kind of, or I'm going to hypothesize here, and I'm curious what you guys think. But when you get like a sell-off like that, so we just saw a pretty big sell-off in Bitcoin. Let's do a little bit of just market analysis dead quick. So you get a big sell-off. I mean, it's not a crazy sell-off, but it's a decent-sized sell-off, isn't it? We went down to 112. Man, BTC is like rallying right now. Did we get, yeah, and then we get a massive pump in ETH. Do you think it's like people rotating capital? People are like, okay, I'm getting out of BTC and I'm getting the hell into some altcoins. I mean, look at this. The altcoin market just went pretty bullish green, which is kind of nice. World of Finance up 6%. Look at Zcash. I mean, Zcash. Who would have thought Zcash would have been getting 25% up on the day? Like, what is that about? Jesus Christ, Zcash. Come on. Love it. Love to see it. Leroy says, I'll be back in Iraq on Friday for a month. We'll be in the Discord group for sure. Nice one, mate. Nice one. And if you want to follow Lee Ramsey's advice, get into the Discord. There was a link in the chat. You can click on it, get in there. We also have a premium Discord in which you can get technical analysis, weekly summaries, and more importantly, new and upcoming token launches. If you want to get part of that, you can just become a subscriber here on TikTok or grab a travel membership. Blah, 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 blah. Just head down there, click the join button. It's going to be like $8 a month. It's highly worth it. Also, if you want to get some technical analysis or just simply look at a coin you're interested in, the bot in there can do that as well. So definitely check it out. And if you want anything else, you get colored in green, which is super exciting. So yeah, get bullish in my opinion. Good. Okay. So, I mean, it's an interesting one, Tim. I mean, it's a long-term coming. Look at this. Did nothing for ages and then kaboom, on it goes. Interessant, by the way. Also, just for those premium Discord members, by the way, I actually have a potential VC opportunity coming up as well. If you want to get access to that, then let me know. I will post some of the stuff in there if you guys take a look at. But yeah, pretty interesting. If you are interested, maybe we start a pool of like VC crew. I don't know. Might be an opportunity. Right. Good. Okay. Yeah, upside looks pretty interesting though, Tim. Who's aware with the 100% win rate? Own up. Yeah. Well, I mean, God, I can't speak for some reason. I believe they're super long right now on everything, aren't they? 06, I think it was like 06 something or other, right? Yeah, I mean, look at this. 59% are now long in the market. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But, I mean, a couple of shorts of this one. Up $1.5 million right now. Reported 7 times. Is this the wallet? I think, is this the wallet that we want to look at? Maybe this is the one we want to look at. Total value, 31 milli. Withdrawals, leverage, 150 million. Yeah, I think this is the wallet. Recent fills. Close long. Complete trades. Floki Zec. Prompt. Open orders. Near sell. Okay, reduce only. So deposits and withdrawals. Deposit, $1 million. Yeah, I think, is it this one? I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. But yeah, we'll see. Harlem says, I've been holding for all year, waiting for all-time high season. Let's get it. Fingers crossed. Let's get it. ETH going. Yeah, I mean, the market does feel like it just had a little bit of a rally shakeout. BTC still holding 113, which is pretty bullish. So yeah. Love your enthusiasm. Wondering how high Ethereum Classic goes. $600. Man, ETH Classic. I never even look at ETH Classic. I love the fact. Do you mine it? You must mine it, Bitcoin BJ, I'm assuming. I mean, look, it'll move with Ethereum, but I can't believe it's going to do anything like... I mean, I say that. Zcash is the 24th highest ranked cryptocurrency, which is absolutely insane. Think about that. Friggin' Zcash. What? I'm waiting for Monero to go crazy. Dash to come back. Like... Yeah, where is Ethereum Classic? I don't even know where it is now. ETC is the ticker, I believe. Where is it? Where is Ethereum Classic right now? Is it ETC? Ethereum Classic, yeah, I thought it was. The number 41 ranked cryptocurrency is currently $16. 41, is it really 41? Oh yeah, there it is, look. So, I mean, look, if Ethereum gets a move, Ethereum Classic may get a move. I mean, it's still doing some decent money and actually still holding up pretty well, is arguably. But yeah, I don't know if I would be super macro bullish on ETH Classic. I'm not going to lie. Given like layer 2s and all that kind of stuff, I think I'd be way more optimistic on something like Aerodrome Finance. The only reason why I'd be bullish on Aerodrome Finance is because they're now giving you 25% on your staking. Thank you so much, Aerodrome Finance. Love it. Man, they were giving 3.4% at one point. I get more than that in my fucking bank, bro. 22.7. I'll take all of that. Thank you so much. 130,000 bucks already. Let me claim those mother truckers. Love it. Avalanche feeling. Yeah, I mean, look, Avalanche has been super disappointing. I think the reason why it's been disappointing is because it kind of went a bit all in terms of gaming. Obviously, had a massive run. Well, not even a massive run, actually. Got a little bit, didn't it, on the whole gaming sector. I can't remember what that game was called now. My mind's gone completely blank. But I still think it has a run. I think all these are due to run, in my opinion. Avalanche, Ondo, XLM. I think all of them are due kind of a move. Definitely Ondo Finance. I mean, the big debate is that tokenization, and we all know that everyone's kind of pushing for that right now. So definitely worth very much keeping close to it, in my opinion, for what it's worth. For what it's worth. But yeah, B-Jam, thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate it, mate. Is staking risky? It depends. It depends. Yes and no. If you, generally speaking, if you are doing it in validators, so for example, proof of stake coins, so something like Solana, proof of stake, you're essentially staking it with a validator, which they can't like instantly just close it. So it's not like a validator can go, right, I'm just going to sell everyone's like Solana. If you're yield farming, that's different because you are offering your cryptocurrency as collateral for them to then go and use it to create yield. So that's the risk. That's why you get things like Celsius, Terra Luna. That's where all those collapses came and everyone just lost all their money because they were basically giving their cryptocurrency to them. Generally, if you're proof of stake, so I have my Solana staked, Aerodrome probably is a little bit on the riskier side, but it's backed by Coinbase at the same time. Would I go and stake my entire portfolio on? I think some of the ones I've seen before. This is definitely not financial advice, by the way. I mean, these are old school ones. I think this is what it was called. I don't know if it's actually even still doing anything right now. People may have even used it. Oh yeah, it's gone now. So yeah. Like Lido DAO, Aave, all of those sort of places. I mean, if we look at Aave, for example, this is, it's in essence, you are giving your kind of cryptocurrency up to this particular platform. And what they do is they take your cryptocurrency. It's a little bit like it's like a crypto bank to a degree. It's just less safe, but you can kind of give whatever you want to them in order to kind of then return it. So for example, if you wanted to, yeah, so you can stake. I mean, there's a lot of doing, but so for example, you can stake here. So stake USDC for 6.5%. You stake USDT 6.5%, wrapped ETH 3%, and wrapped ETH. It's not the worst number in the world. It's 1-for-1 net movement on core Ethereum. So you're getting 3% on in ETH. But remember, you give them your cryptocurrency. That's why it's different. Yeah, different. Hey, Mike, wash that thing. Oh, nothing gets me more hot and bothered than some 2-bit on a Sunday. Love it, Mike. What's going on, buddy? Where's Vern these days? I want to hear that story about losing 15k in 20 seconds. I never heard that whole story. He was here on Wednesday. I think he's here on TikTok, actually. Man, I hit 199k in 7 days autopilot with insiders. Nice. Congratulations to you. I don't know how you've done that, but bullish. Love it. Love when people win. Love it. I might have hit 1999, as in 19.99. It's about P. What's going on, buddy? Mike XRP Great says, whoa, Mike, damn son. Keep it in your pants, bro. Exactly that. Not risky if you only put 10 bucks in, like 2-bit. I mean, that's true as well, yeah. I mean, look, you can make fun of my portfolio only being about $600, but, look, I got to start somewhere. Got to start somewhere, aren't you? That's my view. So, I'd rather have $600 in the market than have nothing. That's my opinion. But yeah, anyway, so that's Aave. I think Lido DAO is a little bit different, if I'm honest. I think Lido DAO is where a lot kind of use Lido DAO. So we know that we know that World Limit Financial use Lido DAO, for example. 2.6% you can get on your staked Ethereum. Again, that's kind of where I go to in terms of staking my Airdrome finance. I believe Airdrome will go up in price, and I'm staking and getting better returns. At the minute, I'm getting 22% on my pairing of ETH and Airdrome. So it's way better than 2.6%. But I know a lot of people do it. This is why when we get ETFs that align to this, it's going to be effing crazy because, yeah, you can kind of get all sorts of crazy shit going on over here. And equally, if you want to be a node operator, then you can. You just need 32 ETH, I think, at the minute. Man, love it. Bitcoin Beat Jam, drop another 10, says, last question for today. You don't have to donate for questions, but I'll answer them. Last question for today, thoughts on Bretcoin. Can it run to $1 with Coinbase listing? I mean, here's my view. And by the way, I own Brett. I still believe that it has an opportunity. Why haven't they fucking listed it yet, though? I don't get it. I heard loads of people talking about the fact it was going to get listed. I heard loads of people talking about when Bitcoin got to like 160, they were going to list Brett. All this kind of craziness. I just don't understand why it hasn't been listed. Now, I guess there's two possible scenarios. Maybe it hasn't been listed because when it does get listed, it's going to get listed in line to broader market sentiment, maybe. Or maybe people hate it. They're just like, screw Brett. We're not doing it. So, I mean, if it gets listed, maybe. I mean, $1 feels like a stretch. I'm not going to lie. From 2 cents right now, that is an insane move. So I think you would have to get some sort of crazy ass super mega meme coin super cycle. Because if you think about it, to hit $1, you'd be talking about a potential 3,360% gain, which is like Shiba Inu bull market 2021 cycle. Just doesn't feel like we're in that place. Now, I'm not saying that we can't. Pump Funds done 12% today. Zcash is at $355. Risk versus reward feels like it's probably a little bit off and on. Are you like all of us just stoked to be in the market and wishing for the next book? Yeah, make XRP again. I'm just glad I'm here. That's all I will say. Like I said, I'd rather be in the market than not. Amanda Cluster, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you so much, everybody. We got some new followers in. We got some new people in the stream as well. Shout out to everybody. Don't forget, I'm here 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. Although it's now, I think now 5% Eastern, right? 5 p.m. Eastern until next weekend when you guys decide to get your clock sorted out. But 9 p.m. UK, that's where I'm live. Obviously, our clocks all went back yesterday. So make sure you hit that follow button. You don't want to miss it out. If you're invested in this market, you're brand new to the market, you got questions, theories, whatever it is, then this is the channel for you. Hopefully, we try and put some education. Don't forget, I also live stream twice on a Wednesday with none other than CryptoVern, and we talk about all things in the market as well. So definitely get bullish on what is going on, in my opinion. Worth it. Tim with a gifted membership. Lee Ramsey, welcome to the crew. You now just bagged yourself a gifted membership. Shout out to Tim. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Appreciate it. AZ Marines in the building as well. Clanker baby, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. So yeah, the way you get to do that, hit the follow button, then you don't miss anything. Good. Let's go to the 12-hour. Let's keep an eye on what BTC is doing. Interestingly, look at that retest of that support line and then move back to the upside. So yeah, bullish. Just slap the like button. Oh man, but go careful, yeah. Damn, close to 40k subs. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're getting there. I think we need about. It's been wild though. I'm not even kidding. Like it's been pretty crazy over the course of the last like maybe 2 weeks. Like I've literally gone days and not got a single subscriber. Like it's look, I've said this before, by the way. I genuinely believe that sometimes YouTube 100% tests you to see if you are committed to it. I'm convinced about it, like totally convinced about it. If you look at some of the statistics on the channel, you can kind of see it, like what it's been doing. I've been doing like 5,500 views, nearly 4,000 views, 6,500 views, nearly 7,000 views. Didn't get a single subscriber, not one, not freaking one. But yeah, super interesting. 100 subscribers. If you look at that, the last 30 days, 200 subscribers from 165,000 views. It's wild. It is wild in fairness. But anyway, I'm just bullish to be here. I'm happy to be here. And, if people enjoy the content, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. If people want to comment on it, it does help out. Obviously, YouTube's all about people interacting and people kind of been part of it. And, look, the more my videos do that, then hopefully the more bullish we get. Maybe, Vern, maybe it's all down to that kind of like copyright thing. Although I've seen a number of people got one. I think I think Maximus got one. Levi got one or two. I think Oscar Ramos got one. I mean, look, it's one of those things, isn't it, where some people it happens dead easy and some people just explode overnight and, you know, all of a sudden they're at 100,000 subscribers. And some people just, you know, just got to keep working. I think my view is I'm really happy where my content is. I feel my content's evolved. I feel like it adds way more value than it ever did before. It isn't just overhyped nonsense that's like, oh, look at this news article, which kind of where my content got a little bit. It was like, here's a news article, here's a news article, here's a news article, here's a news article. Like, I think it's got a bit more grown up. And, you know, look, certainly views feel like they're picking up. So if you're interested in being part of the journey, like I said, hit the subscribe button. Why wouldn't you? That's my view. Yeah, I've got Shadowman too. Yeah, I just, yeah, life in it. It is just life. And gotta move on. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep grinding. And I mean, why wouldn't YouTube test it? That's why when you see people and they go, I haven't uploaded for a month, and they're like surprised that their view count's completely like dropped off. It is what it is. Like I said, all you can do is just keep grinding. That's my view. And look, as long as we keep printing green, then as much as the YouTube is fun, you know, crypto markets are just as fun as well. So, but yeah, and if you want to get access to that Discord, then grab it. Links now in the description. Also, it's in the chat as well. So if you want to get involved, there's it. I will have to do it on TikTok on my, because I don't think I can amend my profile here. So yeah. Tim, have you seen my videos recently? Are you a bro? Yes, I watched your, was it the one in Jamaica? That was pretty good, where you were stood on the pier end. I like that one. I haven't seen your most recent one, which I think is the castle, right? But I haven't seen the most recent one. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, the Jamaica one looked pretty cool. Like, at least you haven't had to resort to stupid little rhymes and raps and songs. I mean, that's true as well. That's true as well. Yeah. The content wears adult pants now. Seriously good stuff. Hey, John Ralston, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, if people get value out of it, that's the main thing. What do you think of Token Bot? Well, I don't know. Is there any answer? Should we have a look at it? Is it a DeFi play? I actually have a video coming out about Masterbot. That thing looks pretty interesting. I think it's like a $30 million market cap right now. Look out for that. That could be pretty interesting. But yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff going on. This one here, yeah. 30 milli. So what's it called? Token Bot. I feel like I might have seen this. Have I seen this one? Maybe I haven't actually. Not 116 milli market cap. No, I haven't seen this one. I don't know what is it? I mean, it's not even, it's on base chain. Wow. I mean, look at that. Where's that? I mean, where has this come from? This is insane, by the way. I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to look at it on it. What is it? They haven't indexed anything, which is kind of weird, but yeah. Off to Mauritius next week. Wow. Without giving too much away. Is that what you do for work, Al? Or are you just like one of those people that just doesn't need to work? Because, I mean, don't give me the answer you don't have to work, because I don't want to, if that is true, by the way, I don't want to know, because it made me feel bad. Swift Coin, we've talked about this before. I mean, the challenge you got right now with Swift Coin is it's a $1.3 million market cap, which means it's gone down, down, and down. So I know why this kind of, when the whole, fair play, Al. When the whole, like, you know, super excitement, is XRP going to get integrated into it, then this sort of rallied, but it's kind of lost its way a little bit. Just my opinion. And I think it's, you know, it's kind of difficult when we want to see that kind of back to the upside. So, yeah. Man, thanks for the Thunderhammer, B-Mock. Hey, appreciate it. Absolute legend. Love that. Thank you so much. But yeah, I think maybe it has an opportunity. What you need to see is a big rally on XRP. That's kind of where you want to get to. And I think if you get that, Swiftcoin might come back a little bit, for sure. For sure. And you say I don't give you anything now. Love it. Is that the right Discord link now, by the way? Yeah, it's 2-bit bunker. Look at that, man. Why does it keep changing? That's super annoying. Johnny's in the building. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Welcome in. Bow, 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 bow. Your invite link will never expire. Why does it keep expiring? Is it when something changes or something? You're based out UK, we could be neighbours. I mean, I am indeed. I am definitely in the UK. I'm in God's own county though, mate. God's own county, baby. God made Yorkshire first, then the rest of the earth. Understand that, yeah? This is the first bit God made. Thoughts on Sui? I'm bullish on Sui. I'm in Sui. 272, DCA'd a little bit. But yeah, I like Sui. I like Sui as definitely, I think if we do get, you know, crazy super cycle, I talked about potentially layer 1s and layer 2s being the kind of next movers. So yeah, I like SUI. The only thing I think that's sort of dropped off a little bit is the meme coin space on SUI feels like it's died a painful death. I mean, Lofi was the big one that I sort of heard loads of people talk about, and this is kind of down there. No one's really talking about it anymore, but I don't know if they'll transition into a bit more of a kind of traditional DeFi DEX sort of market rather than memes. But yeah, I like SUI. Like I said, I'm a holder of SUI, and when you look at what they're actually building, there's some good stuff on there. The overall markets are going up. The overall TVL is going up. You look at DEX volume, I think is an interesting one as well, which is skyrocketing right now. What's important is, like I said, you've got things like Navi protocol. You've also got the Bucket protocol, which are like DEXs and lending protocols, which I think is important, versus like, you know, meme launches or anything like that. So yeah, I like it, in fairness. I do like it. I think it's going to be good. Telly Chosen, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Hey, we're at 8,000 likes. What's the chance of getting us to 10,000 over there? TikTok, tap the screen. It'd be great. Hey, can you please help me in Solana? I'm in a long position from 196.69 and liquidation is 369. Help me. What? I'm in a long position. 196. I don't understand what you mean. The liquidation is 369. How can you be in a long position when your liquidation is 369? Do you mean you take profit? Service renewal. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean you're in a short position, or you need to reword the question? I don't know what it means. You're confusing me with the liquidation at 369. Those two things. You can't be long from 196 with a liquidation at 369. That don't make any sense. But yeah, reword it. It feels like you've either missed out short position or not. But let me know. Where would you put 280k long Aptos or SUI? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I kind of feel like do we even have Aptos? Do we even track Aptos, by the way? Maybe we don't. Maybe we need to add that in, actually. Put up. Let's do it on Coinbase. Aptos 355. Let's put it right. Let's put it right next to SUI so we can see what's going on. Where are you, SUI? There. I mean, where would you go? What would be the potential upside moves? I mean, clearly Aptos hasn't been on Coinbase very, very long, but right now Aptos is kind of in the gutter. Bear in mind, this was $18. Older chain, however, probably more bullish with some things coming. I mean, right now, if you were on a technical standpoint, you would go SUI, wouldn't you? In my opinion, by the way, I think SUI's definitely got more upside potential, in my opinion. So if I had to guess, if I was in a world where someone was like, "2bit, this is not your money and we don't care if you lose it all," I'd probably go SUI. Not financial advice, by the way. Thoughts on XRP? Telly Chosen, pretty bullish. You should definitely go and watch my video on YouTube about XRP, link in my bio, all about XRP. Definitely worthwhile, in my opinion. I entered a short, an average buy is 196 with 55 quantity and liquidity is 369 in Solana. Oh, right. Okay, I see what you mean. Man, you went short on 196 on Sol. Okay, well, I mean, what's your liquidation point? You mean your margin's 369 in Solana, right? So again, I don't know what leverage you are. I guess the question is, do I think Sol's going up or down? That's the question, isn't it? That's the question. I mean, the macro doesn't suggest right now that a short is on the cards, albeit I guess you could argue and say, well, maybe, just maybe, we probably need to reclaim this 220 line as a more bullish break for Solana. But equally, yeah. I mean, you might get, look, if everything's playing out as many people believe that, the market's going to go down and, you might be all right. I mean, I don't know if, well, I mean, you could short-term short it, by the way. You could short-term short it. Do I think the bull market's over? No, right? I'm not telling you what to do with your trade, by the way, but do I think the bull market is over? No, not at all. I've been talking about this for the week. Do I think we're in an important decision week? Absolutely. I guess, look, the pre-markets feel like they're going to open pretty big. The question would be, what is your liquidation price? Your liquidation price is like 250 or something, then you're probably going to be all right. For a short-term trade, that's the risk. If your like liquidation point's like 210 or something, you might be in a bit of a sticky wicket, in my opinion. So yeah, just my opinion, by the way. Just my opinion. Buy right time, it all went up. I mean, that's true as well, Fairground. Fingers crossed. Oh, your liquidation's at 196.69. Sorry. 396.60. Oh, right. Okay. Well, you've got a little bit of wiggle room then, haven't you, to be honest? Little bit. I mean, the only thing I would say is out of 62 votes, 81% have said that they are bullish for the week ahead. Doesn't mean they're right, though. Doesn't mean they are right. So be mindful of that. But I mean, at 369, do I think you're going to get an opportunity for another pullback? Maybe. The question will be tomorrow, won't it? I mean, if you don't get a pullback tomorrow, Tuesday, we potentially get... What do we get on Tuesday? I mean, do we get a Trump announcement on Tuesday? Maybe we do. I mean, that would be pretty crazy, wasn't it? That's the risk you've got here right now, is if Trump comes out and says, like, oh, you know, we just secured a great deal with President Xi, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it's super bullish for the US, and you know, President Xi's now buying Bitcoin, you might be in the shitter. Equally, the market could dump on opens tomorrow morning, which I think some people think. I kind of feel like maybe people are being overly bearish as opposed to the potential. So yeah, don't know if that helps. It probably doesn't help at all, actually, but yeah, just my opinion. Selling pressure has subsided, apparently, per Glassnode. Look at that. Futures volume, yellow, blue is spot BTC price up. So, yeah. Renewal, as long as you're not leveraged at 100, 150, or 200%, and something stupid, you should be fine. And you can always add more funds to increase your liquidity price. I mean, that's true, but I mean, Jesus Christ, on that sort of trade, you don't want to be adding it like $300, do you? I used the Gaussian strategy trade and I left the trade open while I went out, so things went different. I mean, that's true. I just went a parabolic BTC rally. Everyone does. King Barry just hit the follow button as well. He's bullish as well. I mean, fingers crossed we get it. I mean, Bitcoin just went to 113.7. So the Sunday pump. Everyone's freaking out. It's going to be so overmoved. 2-bit. Everything's going to go fucking zero. Man, BTC is pushing right now. Here we go, baby. Let's get it. Let's get to 114. Let's see where we get to after that. Just bought 300k, so we hope it goes nuts. Do it. I mean, ETH just had an absolute monster pump right now. ETH broke 41.35, so let's get it, baby. BTC looking like it's going to break 114. Maybe a bull trap, though. You got to be careful. Everyone's like, oh my God, I need to fucking FOMO into it. Quick. There we go. 114, baby. Told you we'd get there. Everyone thinks this channel can't pump the market. It's why, maybe that's why we don't have, like, load, you know, imagine this channel had like 3,500 people watching it. Like Bitcoin would just be going parabolic every single day, wouldn't it? Everyone would be like, oh, I can't cope with it. 2-bit must be live. Right, here we go. Look, market sentiment right now, man, as much as everyone feels the market's going up, there is way more longs than there are shorts right now. And look at this leverage. Holy crap. Like there is some pretty big leverage here, by the way. Be nice to see like 115, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty epic tonight. 115, wick out, you know, 449 milli. Man, holy shit. BTC is just absolutely going parabolic right now. Jesus, we're going to hit 115. Liquidate the longs. Liquidate the longs. I mean, the shorts. Jesus Christ. I'm getting excited. Whoa. What is going on right now? Bitcoin BJan. Here we go, baby. What the fuck is that? What is that spike? Oh my God. That's crazy. That's a huge candle on Bitcoin and SHIB is following. Graham's only following the latest crypto updates. And what do you think about crypto? I mean, look at this. All in crypto. Look at this. Look at this friggin' Bitcoin candle on the 15-minute. What? What is this right now? It's pretty insane. There was a fairly big amount of liquidity just got dumped in the market. How much? 158 milli just got. Look at this shorts, by the way. Any big milli ones? 22. Yeah, look at this. 4.5. These are the big ones. Like these pump the market. 4.5 million. 5 million ETH got liquidated. See you later, alligator. 20 milli BTC. That's why you get these massive spikes in the market. It's going to come back down again now. Short it, market. Short the market, quick. Craig is pumping the market. Get it, Craig. Get it. Yeah, that is a fairly hefty candle. Fairly hefty candle right now. I mean, it's going to come back down. That is literally the epitome of a liquidation hunt. Like, look at it. Just liquidates all of these. Like, some of these are, like, all of these. Look at this. 2 million, 1 million, 5 million, 3 million, 4 million. These are all over $1 million liquidations. That's pretty big. That is pretty big. I mean, look at that. If you had a BTC short at 115,737 was your liquidation point, you just got liquidated for 4.65 million, and then all of a sudden BTC comes back. It's crazy. Hi, about Trump and Xi. I mean, nah, I think this is just it's just a Sunday night liquidity hunt. Remember, volume is, I know I've been kind of contradicting myself here, but volume is relatively low for a market move of that, that scale. But yeah, that is in my opinion, complete liquidity hunting. Think about it. It just wicked to what? 115.4, and it's already down 1,000. So yeah, if you're following my sol, it's every $10, mate. Nice. I'm bullish. Bitcoin heating up. So yeah, big move that. Big move, but like we said, this is just a massive liquidity hunt. So as much as it's exciting, look, it's great. In 114.5, maybe we start to kind of see I mean, that's a fucking big candle though, isn't it? Holy shit. Get it. Someone check on James Wynn and Dr. Profit. Although, did you see, I have to be careful here because TikTok normally gets like a bit arsey with me when I start naming people specifically, but I noticed a couple of interesting things, shall we say? A couple of interesting things that I share with you as we get towards the conclusion of this live stream, which is something that I haven't seen, and I thought it was very curious, and I thought I'll share this with you guys tonight, which I thought was interesting. The Sunday report, there wasn't one. He said this: in the last week's Sunday report, I have shared this chart with you, and I told you that if the market allows us to visit 116,700 to 117,200. then we'll be adding to the existing short position. Nothing changed in the strategy, and this is why new Sunday report is not required. Okay, good news. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And yeah, that's good news. That is good news. It's always worthwhile noting that, predicted the exact top. We are bullish. I call for the bear market. I see the bottom in September, October of 2026. Okay, cool. You've definitely changed your tune. That's all I would say with this individual. So yeah. Just saying. Anyway, good. Could be pushing back to 115. So yeah, definitely some liquidity hunting going on right now. Where are we up to in terms of shorts? I mean, we haven't had any more come in. 159. Let's hit a quick refresh. And we are at 159. Yeah, so nothing super crazy coming in right now. No, a couple of longs. People absolutely just assuming the market's gonna, FOMO pump to oblivion, but it's not. Superfan, Crypto Vern. How do you become a superfan, by the way? It'd be great if people did. I think we level up in whatever the league things are if people become superfans. I don't know how you do it, but it'd be great if you could. Optimal Boy says futures opened. It's probably like 6 homes and like 25 stone. Just absolutely put me through a wall. Hey, are you that little fat lad from Yorkshire that keeps saying that my predictions are wrong? Oh, don't hit me, please, Mr. Dr. Profit. I'm sorry. Imagine. Do we need to be concerned about the CME gap? Oh, Chris Moore, we were talking about the CME gap right at the very start of this stream. I mean, look. Should you be concerned about the CME gap? It's there. Is it a big thing? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this pump now is to, liquidate loads of longs. Maybe it's to kind of get people excited, and then all of a sudden it's like, the market rolls over and tomorrow we see a 5% dump in the market. But the pre-market data suggests that markets are going to open very bullish and very optimistic on that China-US trade deal. So I think we could see some pretty big volatility. Don't forget, Trump's, loggerheads with Canada, which is, could be tasty. That could sort of play out. Equally, we don't know how people are going to react with this whole, he's over in Brazil. I mean, Brazil's got a massive rare earth market. Like, who the hell knows, to be honest? I think where I get to, the Fed's probably going to be pretty bullish on Wednesday. I think jobless claims will be pretty good because you're not going to get loads of data. And yeah, I think Jerome Powell has to come in bullish, or certainly dovish, all of which is conducive with a decent market. So yeah, for sure. You are my favorite YouTuber. Hey, Bitcoin BJam, you're my favorite community member. So thank you so much. Make sure you're in the Discord, brother. Dr. Profit probably looks like Mr. Bean. I hope so. I hope so. Sorry, I'm on parenting duty tonight, so I'm just keeping an eye on it. I don't know if he still chums with Canada considering he put 50% tariff back on. I thought it was an initial 10. Just in $160 million worth of crypto shorts liquidated in the past hour. Take them out. 160 milli. It's nice, isn't it? When you've just got 15 million in longs and 160 million in shorts. Get it? Get it? I'm down. I'm down. Noodle says, whoop, whoop. Anyone else catch the long? No, because I'm live. Unfortunately, but yeah. Bullish on that move, by the way. Nice little move there. The market doesn't care about the CME gap. There we go. HK 123 tells us as it is. I'm bullish on you, HK 123. Good. Right, everybody. That is bringing us towards the end of the stream. As always, how long have I been live for now? Nearly an hour and a half. So we're super bullish on the Sunday night stream. I guess the question is, can you trust a Sunday pump? The answer is we're going to find out tomorrow. But in my opinion, I think that we are setting up for a solid move in the market. Doesn't mean that we can't get a red day. Doesn't mean that we aren't going to see, a little bit of challenge in the market. The W pattern has played out, pretty bullish. Apparently the NASDAQ pre-market is skyrocketing right now. Let's take a look really quickly. The NASDAQ pre-market is, holy shit, it's up 200 points. Wow. Yeah, pre-markets are going well right now. So we might get, just dead quick, we might get some crazy moves. So the Dow up 300, the S&P 46, 200 on the NASDAQ, 22 on the Russell. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange, Shanghai, up. The pre-markets are up a little bit. Gold, potentially, pre-market up and down. Could be pretty bullish. I was in a long of 25 salt, 198, but you're not looking to cut that off as I'd open the position to hedge my short position. And there you go, fair enough. We've got the extra hour to wait for the US market to open this week. That's true. That's true. Yeah, so we'll open. Yes, it's 12:15. No, it'll open an hour before us, won't it? We went back an hour, so it'll open an hour earlier, right? For us, because I think it'll open an hour earlier, in my opinion. Is that right? Am I tripping right now? I think New York Stock Exchange open Monday, Friday at 9:30 a.m. 4 p.m. So yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it opens an hour earlier for us. Okay, that's bullish, isn't it? That's bullish. So good news. Null says I bought it at 50x 199 and had to buy it down, but that paid off massively. There we go. Wealth Ranger in the building says you can bet for sure Mr. T is going to nuke the markets again. Let's hope he doesn't. Let's hope he doesn't for sure. Gabby's in the building. Will BTC go to 120,000? I hope so. I hope so. I mean, look, we just had a nice little move. 114.5 right now. Again, a close. I was looking for a close at 113.2. So 114.5 close is pretty good. Again, a lot of coins moved as well. So I didn't see any data that was like, given a reason. But yeah, altcoins had a nice little pump. Good, got some good little coins out there. Bags will be feeling way more optimistic. We just have to wait and see. Maybe this was the move to give us a red day in the markets. Maybe market makers are playing it. I guess what we're looking for, 115.2 could be the next key bit. That would be the big move on the W pattern. But anyway, let's wait and see. Right, as always, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Remember, we're here every single day at 5 p.m. Eastern just for this week until you guys move your clocks back. Also, we're here 9 p.m. UK time, both on TikTok and also here on YouTube as well. So yeah, don't miss it. As always, hit the follow button, turn your notification bell on. Likewise, tap the screen, hit the follow button as well. And yeah, I would say, Alvin, by sharing us out, that was great, by the way. It feels like we definitely got a little bit of a resurgent in the markets as people started to come in. So we're closing out on a good bullish momentum. So as always, look out for some content coming soon. We're going to break down all the markets, keeping you absolutely dialed in to this week. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.